Hey, High Point Church KidsMin families, this is John Sikotowski coming at you from High Point Church. This upcoming Sunday, June 28th, we're going to be reopening kids ministry for those who are in the infant nursery, toddler nursery, 2's room, and 3's room. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through just a couple of changes that we've made to help make this a safe environment for your kids to come to learn about God and for you to be able to come and worship knowing that your kids are being taken care of in kids ministry. Let's jump in. So we're going to cover three things here in this video. First is the check-in process. Second is the in-classroom experience. And third is the check-out process. So first is the check-in process. So normally you would come in through the front doors, which are right over here. You'd come in through the front doors and then you would take your kids over into kids ministry. What we want you to do instead of coming in through the front doors is we want you to, with one parent, come in through the High Point Christian School doors. So these are, when you're facing the front doors, off to the left, we'll have some balloons by there, we'll have some volunteers showing you where to go. Come in through that door with one parent with your child for the check-in process. After you come in through those doors, at the far end of the hallway you come in will be the check-in station. On your way, there will be a couple things to take notice of. First, there will be a table that'll have some gallon Ziploc bags on it that you can take your kids' essential items, put them in that gallon bag, put your name on it, and then that's what we'll use instead of diaper bags or things like that. The second thing you'll notice is that on the floor, as you're walking over, there'll be pairs of feet on the ground. These feet are spaced 6 feet apart, so we'd ask that you'd stand on a pair of feet and not move closer to the other families just to maintain some of that social distancing. Once you get up to the check-in counter, you'll notice first that the volunteers will be behind the computers and you won't be checking in your own kids. This is to help create a low-touch environment for our check-in process, and your volunteers will all have masks. Also, just so you know, our volunteers will all be temperature checked every Sunday morning and will be asking them the same sorts of questions that you've probably gotten as you come into doctor's offices. Things like, do you have any symptoms of coronavirus? Have you been in contact with anybody with coronavirus in the past couple weeks? Things like that. Second, the classroom environment. In some ways, the classroom environment is going to be the same as it is on a normal Sunday. In some ways, it's going to be different. Some of the ways that it's going to be different is, one, there's going to be a lot fewer toys in a classroom than there normally are. And the ones that are still in here are specifically chosen for their cleanability. So we will be cleaning them frequently, at least every Sunday, doing a deep clean on them. Some of the ways that it's going to be the same as a normal Sunday is volunteers will not be wearing masks and will not be socially distancing kids. The reason that volunteers won't be wearing masks is because kids in the 0 to 3 age range just have a lot of developmental needs that require them having access to a volunteer's face. Being able to see their face lets them know what's going on in the volunteer's emotions. And the reason that we're not social distancing kids is because this just follows the precedent that's been given to us both by the CDC and by other daycare centers in Dane County. Now, we understand that these things will not be acceptable to every single family out there. So we totally understand if you don't feel comfortable putting your kids in kids ministry. As much as we can, we're trying to follow the wisdom that's been given to us, and as much as we can, we're trying to follow our consciences as they relate to God. But we understand that this is not the same as what everybody needs. The third big thing is checkout. So you might be thinking to yourself, after a great sermon here at High Point Church, hey, I should just head over to the nursery counter like I normally do. So you get up and you start heading out through the doors to the left of the stage. Now, there's one thing that will be a change though. When you come out these doors, instead of heading to the right and heading right to the nursery counter, what we want you to do instead is to head to the left. And I know this is the longer way around, but we want you to head through the kindergarten hallway, through the elementary hallway, and then back down the nursery hallway. This is just to keep a one-way direction flow of traffic in both our check-in and our check-out in order to help keep people moving one way and keeping some of the social distancing. So those are the three main things you need to know about this Sunday. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email with any questions that you have, and I'll be able to answer them as best I can. But just know that we're super excited to have you back. We're super excited to be able to care for your kids, to teach them about God. We're glad that you'll be able to be here to worship with people in person. And we're just really looking forward to what God's going to do in this upcoming season in our church. We love you guys. Later.